The New World. Music from the CD Deep Blue by C-Force. C-Force, a combination of three professors of music from the College of the Bahamas. Live in studio with me, Chris Justilian, member of C-Force and head of the Visual and Performing Arts Department of the College of the Bahamas, and Dr. Christy Love, classically trained, Christy Lee, sorry, classically trained pianist and lecturer in the Visual and Performing Arts of the College of the Bahamas. Great work, guys, great work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really, really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. There was a caller who called in just to say that she thinks the music is very beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
She didn't. She just wanted me to pass
Great
that
honor.
on
Thank
to
you.
Right? And as I keep saying, we just got to share this. This is your second CD, however.
Yes, yes. And we have a third one in the pipeline. What we've been doing over the years is doing a lot of research on composers in the region. We've highlighted music from Jamaican composers, Bahamian composers, Haitian composers, St. Thomas,
Curacao.
Curacao, all over the region. And that's an ongoing research. In fact, Dr. Gangelhoff, who's not with us today, she's in Trinidad presently doing some of the research. We working on a book to document a lot of the works of the local composers. And I'm very pleased to be a part of this project because we have so much talent in the region, but our focus is traditionally towards Europe or what's happening in America.
Okay.
We have equally as much talent.
And you would have heard the commercial a moment ago about the cultural caravan.
Yes.
You know, and they send an invitation, an open invitation to you at any time to join the caravan and share this information that you're gathering, compiling, and the work that you're doing at COB on
Definitely.
Culture Caravan.
Thank you so much.
Let's talk about your other duties. Chris, you're the head of the Department of the Visual and Performing Arts of the College of the Bahamas. Dr. Lee is a professor in that department. What is the Visual and Performing Arts Department of College of the Bahamas?
Well, we're in the School of Communication and Creative Arts, and our department, we have the art professors and the music professors, and our aim is to really promote art and music of the country. We have a very, very strong legacy that started back around independence. Miss Glasby was the first head of department there. She did a wonderful job, and
Yes, Pauline
followed
Glasby.
Pauline Glasby, who passed, and also Miss Audrey Dean Wright, who is still in the department, and she's been doing a stellar job with the vocal and piano students at the college. I just took over this post just a few months ago, and as all of the other professors and head of department before me, we want to see how we can promote the students to have a better appreciation and to elevate their level of musicianship and awareness of culture moving forward. We are now in the process of writing a new bachelor's program in music. So most of our students who want to study music, we have some excellent professors here at the College of the Bahamas, and I can guarantee you that they would get an education second to none. We have, I think our greatest challenge at this time would be facilities, but we know that with all of these anchor projects and all of these persons who are donating to various organizations, we can appeal to them to invest in the College of the Bahamas. We are looking for ways to improve the cultural aspect, the cultural life of the college, to have more facilities, more professors that can deliver a quality education. We also are looking for creative ways to involve those professionals who may not have the paper qualifications, but like other universities all over the world are making good use of their expertise and their talents. I know at my in our area, we've used a number of professional musicians and entertainers. Fred Ferguson is a frequent stop, Ancient Man, Ray Munnings, and in fact, Barefoot, I must say, you paid a visit as well.
Yes,
And
I
you
did.
spoke,
Yes,
and
we
you
did.
spoke to my students, and they were they're always exposed to some of the talent that we had here. If we don't share this information with the young people, we will continue to gravitate towards other cultures.
Culture, for some reason, always seem to be shortchanged in this country.
Yes.
What are you finding the situation to be at COB with regards to shortchanging of the visual and performing arts department? Are you getting your fair share at COB? Are you being treated as you ought to be treated at COB? Culture is not a stepchild in the old school of COB, is it?
Well, in all fairness, I believe this is.
Oh, when I say culture, I'm talking specifically your department,
yes,
the visual and performing
yes.
arts department.
I would say we can't be so hard on just COB. I think it is a worldwide trend that music is usually pushed to the bottom of the barrel. Entertainment is usually pushed to the bottom of the barrel when it comes to anything else. And I guess as advocates and as educators, we just have to continue to fight for this side of this part of the education. I saw a poster one time that said music is being human. We can't be human without music. And the flip side of that is if we don't have music, we're not going to be as humane as we possibly can towards each other. It's a beautiful thing, and it also can be a very destructive thing, as I said earlier.
Dr. Lee, what are you finding coming from the background that you've come from, where you've got these philanthropists and so much funds coming into the development of youth and sports and the arts and whatnot in North America? What are you finding coming here in the Bahamas?
Well, musicians and artists, I think we've always struggled. We've never had enough, and I think getting communities in any place that I've ever taught, any continent, any hemisphere, as a pianist, you have to have a piano. You have to have a place that's maintained and dry and kept clear of the elements so that you can actually have what it takes to do your craft. I think we definitely have unique challenges here. I'm certainly seeing those mainly by maybe the size of the country, specifically at COB. The block that we teach in is not a new facility by any means. So I love it when people come by and say, oh, this is where I went to high school 40 years ago, and we're exactly where we were in the 60s. But and to give an example, I'm the main piano teacher, and we have 4 pianos in our music block. But those are in rooms that are also shared as our primary classrooms. So I have a really strong piano studio right now, 8 young students who are piano principal instrument, but there's nowhere for them to practice. They don't have pianos at home. They try to squeak in keyboards at their churches or grab moments when they can at the college, but how can I really expect them to grow when they don't have a place to actually practice their craft? We have very specific special needs, exactly.
Yes, and it's the same with the instrumentalists, adequate practice rooms. Just someplace, somewhere where they can log themselves in and with a piano and play.
But generally, is your program fully subscribed, or where is it?
Oh, yes.
We're busting at the seams right now. Our first year class this year, those courses had about 17 students subscribed in them, and that might not seem big compared to other degree programs, but for us, when our classrooms barely fit 10, 12, and when I said we only have 4 pianos, and we have 17 first-year students, mind you, that's not counting the other ones. So I think the work that we've all done as a department with Chris, the legacy of Mrs. Wright and Miss Glasby, we're growing, and not only is it growing in numbers, but growing in quality. The quality of this first-year student is high. They're definitely would be competitive with any first-year music school anywhere in the world, in my opinion. But what they're lacking is the ability to do what they need to do, which is practice and hone their crafts.
One of the problems we face as an artistic community of visual and performing arts is that we're so splintered. We don't ever come together and work collectively for the common goal. Perhaps this discussion with you guys here this afternoon can lay the seeds in somebody's head, some other musician's head,
Yes.
some other fine artist's head, some photographer's head, that unless we collectively come together and address our many issues, and we've got many in the cultural community, but we've all been speaking as individual persons and individual groups, and we're really not going to get anywhere like that, you're going to get picked off and you're going to become a target and you're going to become a bad boy. But if somehow we can find the means to come together collectively and speak to some of these issues, perhaps we can get some things done.
I think the College of the Bahamas Department of Visual and Performing Arts is a perfect place to start that conversation. Universities, really by nature, are supposed to be the birthplace for movements that move a country
I'm
forward.
glad you picked up on that. That's why I threw that out there for you.
I think we've already started that conversation by extending the invitations to the entertainers and the musicians and the artist community to come in. It was such a wonderful treat. Just Monday of this past week, Eddie Menace came and spoke to my class, and he sang for them, and they love the music. I've yet to meet a young Bahamian student that's walked into the College of the Bahamas in the introduction to Bahamian music class that life just didn't make a 180-degree turn. I mean, they just, some of them they come in and they say, well, but when Bahamian music come on, time for the party to stop, or turn the radio station. But now they're listening and they're loving the music
Because they're being exposed to
Yes,
it now.
and we have to get it through to our radio personalities that they have to assist. They have a role to play in this whole development of the music. Instead of saying, "Well, this is what the young people want to hear," you have to play it for them and expose them to it because we like what we're familiar with, and if we don't get familiar with it, then we won't like it.
So what's your wish list for your department?
Wish list. Well, funding. That is a major challenge, and that is not just in our music department, in music period in the country. I think music, culture, and I'd even dare say sports. These types of programs are going to be the catalyst for saving the young people in this country. You will find no other discipline that pull people from all walks of life, put them together in a specific setting, and have them work together and respect each other's contribution, their voice, and what they bring to the table, more than music and sports.
Are you tied to any of the international campuses, perhaps where Dr. Lee has been, and are you tapping into those resources?
Yes, we had a wonderful conversation with the Edna Manley School in Jamaica. We visited the campus and did a concert there. And we are looking at those models to see how we can better serve our clients at the College of the Bahamas that come to study music. We're also looking at other institutions in North, South America, in Canada, and in parts of Europe to see what is going on in music education worldwide. What are the trends and how we can best serve our clients as they come to us. And I think we've been doing a wonderful job. The students that come to us, they are leaving with a solid education and a different perception of what they think COB would have been. And that's due to the hard work of the professors there and also the philosophy that we love what we do and we want you to be good at what you do.
And Dr. Lee?
Well, I was just thinking that one of the things I've enjoyed the most about teaching here is that beyond the talent and the energy of the students and my colleagues, I find that these young Bahamian musicians are really thinking outside the box. They know they have challenges, but they still have a passion for what they do. So what they're exploring as far as their career options are not your traditional. Certainly we have wonderful teachers that are out in the community teaching, but on top of that, they know they have to work hard to explore some other avenue. So one of our recent graduates has opened up an instrument repair business here in Nassau, and we have another recent piano student of mine who is now an intern at a major recording studio in Miami. They're really looking at ways to do things that are literally thinking outside the box, and I really applaud them for that creative energy and not giving up and realizing they're going to have to pursue alternate routes but still use the training that they're getting to find ways to continue to make the workforce as musicians a viable career choice for themselves.
So you both sound pretty happy with the success you're having in the Visual and Performing Arts Department of COB.
Most definitely. Ron, if you were to hear the COB band and the COB choir and the individual performers, what these young people are able to accomplish in a short time that they're with us is phenomenal. in many cases, they're coming in with some deficiencies, but we realize the potential, and we use that time to hone their skills, and they're really taking up the challenge. You know, when they come in, if they are deficient in certain areas, we sit down and we speak with them. Listen, you have 6 months to get this done. And in a lot of cases, it's not entirely their fault. You know, they work hard, especially those coming from the family islands. They may be coming from areas where they don't have the resources, where they don't have the equipment to do what they need to do. But if we realize that there is a potential there, we would work with them once the academics are in place, and we get wonderful results at the end of the day.
Well, Chris, both you and your brother have been doing tremendous work with young musicians here in this country. Your brother, Yonel, through the Bahamas All Stars Marching Band. And I'm going to news in a couple of minutes, but Dr. Lee, let me thank you for being here. Let me thank you for sharing your expertise and your talents with the student who come through you at COB. And let me give you an opportunity to say some final words and perhaps some words of encouragement to your students listening out there. Because I understand that Chris makes them listen to this program now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Well, it's just, like I said earlier, it's just a real privilege. It's a real honor to be able to be part of the developing artistic community here. My students make me smile every single morning when I get to work, and I consider it, I'm just one of those lucky individuals who loves what I do, and I've certainly loved my years and hope to continue many more here working in this country. So thank you for having us this morning.
My pleasure. And Chris, before you wrap it up, what's your favorite piece from the CD so we can go out on that?
Well, there's one piece that you have to play, and our students go absolutely nuts when they hear this. It's the Pinder's Point remix. Terry Manning.
Remix.
Yeah, I think it's the last track. The last music track. Terry Manning, a very influential and talented producer. He has a son in, is it Scotland?
In Scotland,
Scotland,
yes.
One of the top DJs in Scotland. And he sent the track over to him, and he did a remix of my composition of Pinder's Point. That would have been the one you played earlier. Mm-hmm. And I believe it's going to be a hit somewhere. It's just jamming, you know. If you had asked me to think about it that way, it would have never happened. But he took it and he made it a dance remix of Caribbean classical music.
Well, thank you for being here, and here it is. Let's listen up as we go.